Hey class, Brandon Bradley here, and I want to talk to you a little bit about how you should frame your understanding of what your field education experience is about. I'm in my office, and on my wall here, this diploma, which isn't actually a diploma, is hanging here. It's a little bit different from all the others. The others are significant because they show my graduation from Central or from Hope International University. They're talking about ministry degrees, but this one in this corner right here, that is something totally different. It is my certification. I am a surgical first assistant, CSFA, and I had to pass several national board exams in order to gain that. I did that before I went into ministry or became a student at Central. And I've kept my certifications up and have gone back to surgery a few times. The reason why I tell you that is surgery's provided me a unique look at how people learn. When somebody graduates from medical school, they are not yet ready to fully function as a doctor. They have tons of knowledge. They have incorporated all kinds of studies through their 4 years of undergraduate school and then 4 years of medical school. So they're obviously incredibly intelligent people. They know how to study. But as yet, they haven't learned how to apply that knowledge, not to its fullest extent. So they first do a year that's known as a internship year. And that's kind of a generic year of learning the basics of how to function as a medical doctor in a specific area. So it would be like medicine or surgery. My perspective was mostly in surgery, so that's who I got to meet, were the interns in surgery. But then after that, they're still not done. They go into a specialty area called a residency, and a residency is going to last anywhere from 3 to 5 years. And the whole time, they are learning the next step and the next step. In surgery, it's typically done through understanding basic procedures. So you're going to learn a procedure, and then you'll learn one that builds on that, and then one that builds on that. But the process of learning each procedure is filled with specific steps. And they have to learn how to do that step so that they can learn the next one and the next one so they can learn the procedure. So you see, it's this building block process. And yes, there are lots of books and such on each of these things that I'm talking about. People have actually built their entire career around it. But here's what I want you to understand. The way somebody becomes a surgeon is they enter in at the bottom level, an intern, and then build up to a resident and work their way up to becoming the senior resident, and then ultimately they graduate. They're completely done. That process can be run down through a simple phrase: see one, do one, teach one. Make sense? They don't come into their residency or their internship knowing everything. They may know all the book knowledge, but they don't know how to make their hands be an extension of their brain. And so they come in and they watch other senior level residents and the attending surgeons, their professors, their teachers, perform the surgery. And they see that. The next time they come in and they get to do one of those procedures, but they're doing it with limitations. They're only able to go so far. And there's somebody there teaching them every step of the way, training them, taking it back from them, taking the procedure away from them when it becomes too difficult or when the circumstances are not best and they need somebody with more experience. So you see one, then you do one. And once you've mastered doing one, then you teach one. Then you become the senior level resident helping the younger resident perform the procedure. In the same way, that process is really a good view of discipleship. It's really a good view of ministry training. And it's ideal for the field education experience. When you're deciding where to do your internship, be looking for the opportunities where you can not just jump in and do it all. I hear this all the time from preachers. I was the same way. this desire to just get in there and preach every sermon. No, you need to learn the process from somebody else and see if you can glean from them some great tools on how you can become a better preacher. The truth is that being a preacher or a ministry leader, the preaching or the teaching, that is just one component of everything you're going to do. And in all my experience, which is quite a lot, that was actually a small component of what I really needed to learn. It's the leadership component, how to guide your volunteers, how to lead a staff, how to properly delegate, how to discern next steps in a big decision. Those are the types of things that can be very helpful for you. And those should be the types of things you're looking for, where you can see how someone else does that and then allow them to give you the opportunity to do some of that, and so that you can turn around and teach somebody else how to do that in the future. That's the idea. The other thing is you're looking for that person who they have skills and abilities as a coach, as a mentor. So it's not just the opportunity itself, but you want to serve under people who they want to invest in you. They want to take what they have gleaned, what they have learned, the things that have made them successful, including the failures that they learned from. We learn from our failures more than our successes, that's for sure. And find the people who are going to be willing to pour that into you. That is going to be vital. So, see one, do one, teach one should be part of your goal in developing a relationship with an organization or a church where you might do your internship, your field education experience, because you want them to give you the opportunity to watch them work, to learn from them, to then turn around and join them in that work, to do some of the ministry yourself, but then also to be able to share what you've learned and pass that along in the future. There's no perfect scenario for that. By all means, the surgical process is varied from institution to institution. The same way churches will vary how they apply this idea. But you, as the student, have every right to be asking questions about what these relationships look like, and you should. I hope you'll apply this in looking for your field education experience.